This is partially how, I mean, some people don't understand that there are controlled opposition assets, let alone how they function. So they're going to rope you in with something. So there's a lot of Bible thumping retards out there that haven't considered that that has also been corrupted in a number of ways. And this is my bargain bin version of a lot of shit that I've already rattled off one too many fucking times. Wasted too much time and energy trying to get through to a bunch of strangers out there who aren't willing to think for themselves. So here's Billy Carson. Listen to the first thing that comes out of his mouth, and he is controlled opposition. And you would recognize this if you were thinking for yourself.
Yahweh, who's known as Enlil, he built his own tower first called the Duran Key, which means...
Cool. So he's talking about the Bible. People like the Bible. People will probably like what he's saying about the Bible, especially if it's slightly sensational. Here's Billy Carson again in another post, and this is absolute nonsense.
Do extraterrestrials exist? I say yes. In my opinion, 1,000% they exist. Human beings, in my opinion, are the new kids on the block. We just got here. On a geological time scale, we haven't been here for a blink of an eye. There's more advanced beings that have been out here, maybe even millions of years before us. That's number one. I think some of them visit us, and some of them watch. They watch.
The time scale doesn't match a fucking thing. What he's rattling off is physics-defying nonsense. It's an absolute fairy tale. It is propaganda by definition. But some of the kids who bought into the biblical crap that he was talking about will buy into this. Because if you start saying that this doesn't jive, then what he said about the Bible doesn't hold up either.
Lil, he built his own tower first called the Duran Key, which means bond heaven earth. And then the humans, when he leaves to go somewhere, the humans build a similar structure. When he comes back, he sees that this thing is being built by humans, mimicking what their advanced culture had built. And he says, oh man, whatever their hearts desire, they will achieve it. And so he destroys the tower, just like it says in the Bible. And then he says, my seed shall not abide in man forever. His year shall be 120. That also made it into the biblical text. So you see where it's getting copied from. Older ancient texts. The Bible was written in from 100 AD to 900 AD. This text is thousands of years prior. Yahweh, who's known as Enlil, he...
Another thing our masters are doing is they are truncating clips. They're getting you to digest shorter and shorter bits of quote-unquote information and or flat-out adult fairy tale propaganda. This is also dumbing people down. This means you're just going to be taking sound bites, essentially, and assuming that's what reflects reality. That's how you digest information now. In other words, you're not going to have the skills you need to research and reason things out. What are you going to do? Take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clips and put them all back to back in a folder or slap them into a social engineering application, like InShot, the app, and then play them all back to back and then take your notes? It's counterproductive. It's by design. And it's working quite well, which is another reason why people are buying into this shit to begin with. But what the fuck do I know?